Welcome to the How to Get OnlyFans Chatters tutorial. And not only get OnlyFans chatters, get great OnlyFans chatters so you can make more money in the chats and free up more time so you can focus on creating content and driving traffic from social media over to your OnlyFans. My name is Tan from Top Management, and this is going to be one of the most important videos that you watch. Yes, you may have hired 1, 2, or 3 different chatters and think, wow, everything is going to be all great. And then after the 3rd week, you realize these chatters suck. They don't bring in sales. They're not showing up. They're very lazy. This is going to prevent you from having to fire all of those chatters and restart the hiring process over again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing to know about chatters, they will only work 8 hours per day. So if you have 1 chatter, you've got 8 hours covered. 2 chatters, 16 hours covered. 3 chatters, you're going to get to that 24 hours covered, and typically they will take Sundays off. When it comes to paying your chatters, you have 3 different pay structures. The 3rd one is the best. The first pay strategy that you have is to pay them hourly. This is hands down the worst suggestion. If you pay them hourly, they don't really care about getting sales. They will do the job, they will appear online, but they're not motivated to get the sales because there is no commission. The second option is commission only. In theory, this sounds great. If they're gonna be commission sales, they're gonna be going out there making sales because they only eat what they kill. But here's the problem with that. These chatters tend to really just focus on heavy selling, burning out your fans and ruining relationships. This is how you get your fans that you have on OnlyFans right now to mute you, so that even afterwards, when you do finally get a good chatter, all of the conversations are muted. All of your fans have muted you. You kind of can't come back from that. And the second point about this is if they're only commission based and they aren't skilled, talented, they don't know what they're doing, they're not going to make sales. So if 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by, they're not generating revenue, but they're trying to sell as hard as they possibly can. They just can't because they suck. They're going to stop putting in a hard effort. They're going to basically not show up at all, and you're going to have to start this process over again. So the 3rd option is to do both. Give them an hourly rate, make it less, as well as a small commission. This is going to keep them happy because they know they're going to be getting paid, even if they're not making the most sales in a specific day, while also knowing that they are going to get a commission if they perform really well. So a small hourly pay plus commission, that's the best move. And if you're an OF creator that is serious about getting to that 0.01% that is motivated, money driven, and is really trying to make a huge splash this year on your OnlyFans page, my agency is currently accepting new applicants to work with us. You can check either the description or the first pinned comment and book a free 30-minute call. If we feel like it's going to be a good fit and we feel like we can truly help you, we'd love to work with you. Again, check the link down below. So where do you get good chatters? I'm going to tell you the 2 places to never go first and foremost. Firstly, Telegram. Never hire chatters from Telegram. Very low barrier to entry. Tons of scammers, quality is terrible. Second option, Reddit. Definitely better than Telegram, but again, very low barrier to entry. They don't need to put an application out there. They don't need to really work hard for a job. This is another area you want to avoid. So the best place to actually get them is going to be on job boards. They actually have to put in their real resume explaining their experiences, their skills. This is a real barrier to entry. Lazy employees, lazy chatters will not take the effort to go ahead and do that. This shows a little bit of initiative. And everybody knows one of the best places to get chatters from is word on the street, onlinejobs.ph. Just remember to check their terms of service beforehand. And again, as everybody knows, just be careful about how you word your job posting so that you don't get in any trouble. From there, you're going to start getting tons of applicants, 50 to 100 of them. What you want to do is first and foremost go through all of the applicants that are just garbage. If they say their main skill is accounting or general assistant or graphic designer, but they're applying for your job, remove them, ignore, and now you've got an actual short list of potential candidates. And now that you've got your short list, truly go through this. Read these applications. You want to make sure that the person you decide to hire is not going to waste your time or cause you to lose money. Take your time on this. Make a true shortlist. You might end up with 3 to 5 different applicants that you think are pretty good. Go ahead, get their WhatsApp number, and that's where you're going to go into the next step. So once you've got them on WhatsApp, first thing you need to mention is, hey, this is for an OnlyFans chatter position. Do you have any experience? I am this type of creator. I'm, gender, age, interest, niche, all of that information, and see if this person actually has previous experience. If they have less than 6 months, ignore them. If they have 1 year, probably ignore them. You want over 1 year, and that's where you're going to find the most qualified candidates. So once you've got that determined, what you want to do next is ensure that you run 3 different interviews at minimum. The more, the better, because you're going to get a much wider scope. You might think, wow, this first chatter is incredible. I don't need to do a second interview or a third interview. Huge mistake. You want to do as many as possible so that you can truly find the cream of the crop. Now, what you're gonna do is, after they've told you, oh yeah, I have been a chatter before, here's my previous work experience, make sure that you ask for that. If they say, I can't do that because of, confidentiality and contracts and whatever, it's a lie, ignore them, don't entertain it. However, if they do go ahead and start showing you screenshots of their previous work, you don't just want screenshots of their chatting messages or purchases and opens. You want to get their inflow screenshots. So it actually says their username at the bottom. Inflow does this. If they say they don't have it, you can safely assume that they're a scammer or they truly don't have the experience that you are looking for. From there, you're going to initiate one of two interviews. The first interview, what you're going to do is you're going to get them to actually run through an actual chatting scenario. So you can either send them a real photo of yourself. If you're not comfortable, go ahead and create some AI image that looks kind of similar to you, following the characteristics that you explain to them, your age, your gender, your niche, your hobbies, whatever that might be, and get them to start the actual chatting process. Pretend that you're the fan and that they are the actual chatter trying to make a sale. And do not make this interview last only 60 seconds. You want to get a true experience of how qualified this person is. So get them to go ahead and start pretending to be a chatter for you and see what they can do. You can start off pretty soft and simple as a fan, but as the conversation continues to go on, you can actually start to become a little bit more difficult. See if the chatter can overcome obstacles, overcome no's, overcome lack of interest. Pretend that you, after a while, start easy in the beginning, but during the process of this chatting interview, that you become sort of a difficult fan. This is really going to give you a clear idea of how skilled this chatter actually is. Realistically, the time frame that you should do for this is anywhere from 5, 10, 15 minutes long, just running through the chatting session. That is going to give you clear data before you get into the video interview. And as I mentioned, you want to do at least 3 of those texting interviews, at very least. So after you've done those with 3 different sets of chatters, what you're gonna do is go, okay, I liked these 3 chatters, or I like these 2 chatters, or maybe it was just one of those chatters. What you're gonna do is go ahead and set up the video interview. What you need to determine on this call is, 1, if they can work the hours that you need them to work, or if they've worked before with the chatting team. If you want to go with just having 8 hours of chatting, that means just one chatter. They're not going to be working in a team. If you want to do 24 hours of chatting, they're going to have to work in a team of 3 total chatters. What that means is they're going to have to pass information from the previous chat, from chatter 1 over to chatter 2, so that they can continue the conversation as seamless as possible. And from there, one of the most important things that you need to do is create an actual questionnaire that explains everything about you. Where you're from, what's your Instagram, what's your TikTok, how old you are, what's your favorite food, what's the color of your eyes, what's your weight, what are your dimensions physically, sexual interests, hobbies. This is what's going to allow your chatters to actually sound like you. Always provide them with a questionnaire. The more information about you, the better, and do not forget the sexual information. That is hands down one of the most important parts. From there, your job now is to monitor them for the next week. There will be errors and you need to address them. Remember, they are working for you. So if they're following your guidelines, you make it clear. You don't want to have to give these people 3, 4, 5 opportunities in the matter of 1 week. If they screw up the first time, that's okay. The second time, tell them they're on thin ice. The third time, they're out of there. They're working for you. They depend on you for income. So you must be very observant and ensuring that they're chatting to the quality that you are expecting. And look, hiring chatters is one of the worst jobs in the world. You might think you got a good one. They start out great for the first 1, 2, 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. And then after that, their performance just drops off a cliff. So if you never want to have to deal with hiring chatters, firing chatters, monitoring them, managing them, interviewing them, all of this nonsense, then my full-scale agency is currently offering spots where not only do we provide chatting, it is the best chatting in the game. We also manage your entire OF profile. That means posting for you every single week to ensure your fans know that you're available, posting on your stories, sending out mass PPVs, scaling all of your income so you don't have to worry about all of this business aspect. Brand new social media content weekly sent, and it's custom to you. Not only are we sending content for Instagram and for Twitter, we're also sending you content suggestions for your OnlyFans feed, marketing and branding your OnlyFans, and optimizing your profile so when somebody lands on that page, They want to spend money. They want to buy from you. This is what we sell, the experience. We are not an agency that focuses on just selling spicy clips. What we focus on is selling the experience, converting regular fans into whales, high spenders, and we are experts at it. However, caveat, if you're a beginner, if you're not serious, if you're not hardworking, if you aren't motivated to try to get to that 0.1% on OnlyFans, then this isn't for you. But if that does sound like you, you can book a free call down below. We'll go over everything with you. We'll take a look at your socials, your OF, and after that 30 minutes, we'll give you an honest opinion about whether we think that we can help you and whether we would be a good fit. Again, link is either in the description or the first pinned comment. I'll see you in the next video.